So what's up, my Hex fam? Welcome or welcome back to another video. If you are seeing this, then it is for you. I ask spirits to only show this video to people who need it. So here we are. We're going to start with the overall energy of this reading, and then we're going to get right into it. So let's begin. If I sound nasally, sorry. Sinuses are still acting crazy. But we'll make it through. Let's see what's going on with my collective. For those that need to see this reading, spirit, what is the overall energy? What is going on? I actually started filming this beforehand. I started filming it a couple of minutes ago, but I needed to take a second. I felt like I was moving too fast. It was too much going on. I kept clearing my throat, and I just cleared it again. Some of you may not be clear in your throat chakra right now. It's a lot of just fogginess. Like maybe you just don't know what to say, or and it doesn't start until I start filming. Like, it's so weird. Okay. We have faith. Me saying that and that card popping out is kind of giving me like, have faith in yourself. Trust your word. Trust your intuition. Trust what you're trying to say or your reaction to something or whatever that is. Have faith in yourself. Understand that God lives within you. You trust God, you trust yourself, you trust yourself, you trust God. Or the universe, or whoever, or whatever that higher calling is, but trust it. 222, alignment, trust it. Trust your path. And then we have 888, rebundance. I was looking at the revisit card. I was going to get to that, but we have 888, abundance. And I saw this revisit card. When I was, honestly, these two I think are relevant, and we have playfulness, but we'll get to that. With the revisit and as well as release, when I was reading this the first time, I got a lot of old memories and a lot of old things are popping up currently at this time. It may happen when you're falling asleep. It may happen just randomly throughout the day or something like that. It's happening to you though. But no, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Those old memories are popping up so you can understand that, so you can understand why you are not that person anymore, why you've grown, how you've grown. Those memories do serve a purpose, not for you to fall back into the energy, but for you to understand why you're not in that energy anymore. That is why this release card has come out. I'm going to cover the words a bit with these. Let's get some tarot. So that's probably why that trust, that faith is coming out, because it's like that, trust the person that you've grown into. And I just saw, I have this book over here. It's like a snake on it. That's so funny. I was thinking about like a snake tattoo last night. Realize that you've already shed those thoughts, those mindsets, you shed that. Like, that's not you anymore. The things that you did 5-10 years ago, it's not the things that you would do now. You are here where you are now for a reason. You're growing here for a reason. But that energy only stays with you if you allow it to. And I feel like that eye is there for you to gain perspective in that way. And that playfulness card is like, don't be so serious. I don't know if you all can see that in the camera, but don't be so serious when it comes to old memories and all that, or beat yourself up for old decisions and the things that you used to do. You learn something new every single day. So think about how much you've learned in the past few years. Like, you're not that same person. You've grown. You've evolved. All for good reason. All right, Spirit, can I get some tarot, please? What is going on for my collective? We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. I'm gonna move this out the way. Honestly, we're gonna move these two. Okay. Ten of Swords in reverse. I keep hearing angelite, angelite, angelite in my head. This crystal is an angelite crystal. It does help with, it is blue. Most blue crystals do help with your throat chakra. Maybe you need it. Maybe you need something like that. It does help. I believe angelite also helps with your connecting your intuition as well as your like to your throat chakra, so you can speak from your truth. Maybe it'll help you have faith in it. Alrighty, we have the Ten of Swords as well as the Ten of Cups. And there goes that release. Spirit is like, look, don't let this stress you out. Don't let the past stress you out. Why are you letting the past stress you out when you're not even there anymore? You're always in the present. You're not even in the future. You are right here, right now. You make, a lot of the times we choose happiness, but I feel like Spirit is reminding you to look back and see how far you've come and see how abundant you are in different ways. It's not just with money. It's not just with material goods. Your spiritual growth, your mental growth, your understanding, your wisdom. You are abundant in many different ways. So acknowledge that, you know? Ooh, my hands are a little ashy, but we'll be fine. It's funny because I'm really come to you all in this reading real raw. Like, I just woke up, I cleaned up, and I sat at my desk. Hands ashy, my sinuses are acting crazy, my hair looks crazy. Like, I'm coming to you real raw, and I feel like Spirit is like, look, who you are is who you are, period. No matter what you look like, no matter how you're feeling that day, you are who you are. So as long as you trust and you accept that and you accept your path that you're on, you'll continue to be abundant. You'll continue to, like, the universe will continue to pour into you as much as you pour into yourself. So acknowledge that. We have the Eight of Wands. Let's keep going. King of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I just heard stop in the name of love. Maybe you are so, King of Wands is a good energy, but I'm feeling like you're very just, maybe some of you are fire signs, but you're very just go, 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 go. Okay, now that I did this, I've accomplished this, I've done these things, how can I keep moving forward? And I feel like you don't even acknowledge or pay attention to the things that you already have achieved. And I definitely feel like that's a big part of this reading for sure. I am going to clarify that Eight of Wands because I do feel that it's a lot of energy with that card. But I feel like Spirit is like, look, stop doing that. Slow it down, back it up some, and think and see how, look at all of the things that you've done. Look at that burning house in the back and like realize like, okay, that burned down for a reason. I've grown from that for a reason. I've mastered certain things for a reason because of the past, because of all these things that I've achieved. I didn't hit certain things. I've been rejected in certain ways, in certain, I've stopped things on my path, or things have stopped me on my path for certain reasons. You would not be here today without those things stopping you. You're always where you're supposed to be. And maybe some of you are like, dang, if I would have done this, I would have been here. If I would have done that, I would have been here. No, stop that. You're not there. So don't put yourself in that mindset of what if I would have done this. Like, don't speak down to yourself as if you're not where you're supposed to be. And it's like Spirit is getting mad at you. Like, stop. You're not You have more control than you think you do. But I also feel like this lover, I also just saw that angel. This lover's card is telling me, stop trying to control everything. The universe got you, babe. It's okay. Like I said, the more you trust yourself and the more that you trust that God lives within you, the more you trust God, the more you trust spirit to protect you, the more you trust your path. Slow down. Knight of Pentacles. Slow down. Slow down. I just want to get to know you. Maybe slow down to get to know yourself and understand why you are the way you are and how far you've come. It's time to let go old ways, the devil in reverse. Yep, walk away from it. Walk away from that what if, from those thoughts, or I could have been here. You know what I'm saying? No. You couldn't have been because you weren't meant to be. 8 of Wands, please. What's going on with that 8 of Wands? Clarify that for me. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I have one more. Page of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you are not acknowledging, and you have the Emperor, then you have the Hierophant. Okay, I feel like you're not acknowledging your worth to its fullest potential. I feel like you don't even realize how far you've come. No, you may not be the Emperor yet, but you're definitely a King of Wands, and it's not specific to a gender, but you are who you are for a reason, so acknowledge that. I feel like I don't want to say weak. I feel like you know that you're not weak, but sorry, I was checking if it was still recording because sometimes it acts finicky on me. But I feel like that you know you're not weak, but you also haven't realized how strong you are. You haven't realized it. And no, you might not be a Queen of Pentacles. No, you might not have mastered everything, but what you have learned and what you come, I want to say come to the table with, but just present yourself as, it is worth something. Although you might be a novice in it, or maybe you might not know exactly what to do with your pentacle, with your knowledge that you hold and the worth that you hold. So that doesn't mean it's not there. You know what I'm saying? You make it. Like, you make your life what it is. So don't speak down on yourself. Look down on yourself. When I was pulling these cards earlier, I got symbiosis. What you feel internally is how it'll flow out of you. That's how your external world will be created. Like I said, the universe lives within us. We have creator energy. We are magicians. We create things. You are stronger than you think you are. So do not sit here and talk down on yourself. And I'm sorry if I sound like your parent. But honestly, like, it's so draining. It's such a draining energy. Like I said, you may not be at this Emperor card. Yeah, you are still learning. You're still on your path. But you have come so far. It's time to acknowledge that. It's time to praise yourself for it. It's time. It is. You're exactly where you need to be. And the universe is working overtime for you. Don't lose your faith. And I honestly feel like this is faith, like I said before, faith in yourself and faith in your path, excuse me, not your past, but your past as well. Whew. Sometimes we have to fall out of love with certain things, like our past. Like I said, we have to fall out of love with certain things. We have to recognize it. We can acknowledge it, but we cannot live in it. Sometimes we gotta drop them things, you know? Sometimes it's just not meant to go with us. We have to shed. Like I said before, the snake, we have to shed. Whew. Okay, I don't want to do too much with this message because it is all over the place, but it is saying one thing. Let's get a bit of advice for you all. Pull some Kim crayons. I'll take it actually because it rolled out. The Warrior. I thought it was going to come out. It was in the bottom of the deck. Let me shuffle this one more time. And look at that. It's a snake on there, y'all. I love when my readings come around full circle. I feel like some of you are like, what the heck? Like, how did she know? That's why I am here to read the cards, and I am the conduit for you. We have the offering. Well, let's talk about the warrior first. Looking at the gray and then looking at the colorful, like, watercolory rainbow in the back, it's kind of giving me like, you may feel like this gray. You may feel like, okay, how am I? You may feel stuck, or that may be you looking in your past. But I feel like Spirit is like, listen, you are way more intuitive and powerful than you may think. And it's funny because X, that's a 10. I believe so. I think that's a 10. Like, now is a time for, because you have 999 and it's another 10. Endings are happening so new things can begin. You are acknowledging all of the old to, I guess, I want to say, like, reconcile with it, to end it, like, to heal it, to meet it where it met you, and understand how you've grown from it. The gem, the diamond here, is focused on the third eye of this animal, this bull or something. You are way more intuitive than you think. You have grown more than you think. You have evolved more than you think. You are a warrior. You are very, 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 very strong. You have to believe that, though. The universe can keep telling you. The universe can keep telling you and keep letting you know things, but if you don't believe it, it will not happen. Once you start believing it, and once you start creating with your knowledge and with your intuition and with the things that you know, you will start to see your own colors. You will start to see how dynamic you are. You are multifaceted. Like, you are a very, very, very big and understanding person, but I feel like you're not understanding of yourself. It's crazy. Maybe I do feel like you need to meditate and see all of this, like, with your third eye, with your mind's eye. You need to open up. It needs to be open, and I feel like that will happen. Now this card is making sense a bit. This will happen when you acknowledge. You know how gratitude, when you excuse me, show gratitude. That's funny because I just felt a big opening in my chest, like I did just burp, but it felt like relieving, like opening. I can speak better. I don't have to clear my throat anymore. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once you acknowledge all of this, when you show gratitude to the universe, when you, like, you know what? Thank you so much, universe. And I'm going to continue to pour into you. That gratitude is an offering. That thankfulness and gratefulness and just feeling like, wow, I am here today because of you, is an offering, I feel like. And maybe some of you, maybe you need to build an altar. Maybe you need to put offerings on that altar. Maybe if you are into the church, offer. To each his own. That's for somebody. But it's like you need to give. Maybe to your spiritual space as well. It's 2 moons on here. Give to your spiritual space. Give to the universe. Understand, like, hey, you are working with me as I am working with you. God lives within you, right? I am going to read this card, though. I feel like it's way more, way more to this message than the eye shows. We just hit the warrior, so why not, huh? The warrior, the samurai, the soldier, the advocate. As I said, your understanding, right? We often envision the warrior as an armed figure with sword in hand, moving blindly toward battle. Yet the deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. We'll get into that. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. When this card appears, It is important to question the battle at hand. It is likely a great one with deep roots and long-standing tensions. The actions, you take will stay with you long after the dust settles. So choose wisely, brave one. As you draw, you so as soon as I start reading, my brain like jumbles words. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within, then surrender to the battle. Long story short, it is time to acknowledge it. It's time to acknowledge all of this. Where are your faults? Where have you started just going to default? That's the gray. When have you lost your sight? Where have you, you know, take these words as they come to you. Fierce clarity, purposeful action, resolve, resilience. Like, it's time to tap into that energy. I'm not trying to make this reading too long, but let's go to the offering. Where you at, boo? Hold on. Found it. Okay. The offering. The gift, the present, the sacrifice. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed it, it is time for something to be given and given up. Okay. For the sake of the bigger picture, if nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we align our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. Generosity, donation, volunteering. Maybe you need to make an offering to yourself. Maybe this is you acknowledging, but like I said, you acknowledging the universe is you also acknowledging yourself. You are both one, you know? But Spirit is also telling me to remind you, when the universe takes control of things, sometimes it is time to back up, but also acknowledge that it is within you as well. You have that creator energy. This warrior card brought up death as well. Things are dying out to be reborn again. So like that past, like I told you about, that past energy, the things that are old that aren't with you anymore. Take the lessons, but leave the memories. You know what I'm saying? Leave them where they are. Take the lesson, but don't take the energy with you. Woo! It's time to meditate. It's time to let go of things. And I'm also hearing a gratitude journal for some of you. You just need to wake up every day and write how grateful you are. And maybe that will open your mind and make you realize, hey, I am where I am supposed to be. All right, my Hex fam, that was your reading. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But like I said, if you are in this reading, it is for you. If you need to go back and listen to those, the explanations in the book, please do so. If you would like to book a reading, it is in the description box below. If this is where you're leaving me completely, thank you so much for allowing me to read your energy. And yeah, if you like this reading, I love you. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye.